Jordan, it's time. It's time for
Play.
me to let the hate flow through me. Because, Jordan, I need you to know that this
Yes,
movie
yes.
filled me with contempt and
Mm.
hate and
Yeah,
anger
I didn't even
and
need to
rage.
watch to feel those emotions. So,
Jordan, this is Lilo and Stitch
you won't hear me defending it.
remake. Lilo and Stitch
Garbage.
remake.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one. What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
A shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
Jordan,
Lilo and Stitch, the garbage edition.
garbage. It's not just garbage for all the reasons that people said it was garbage. Yes, the ending is bad, Jordan. The ending, I'm here to report to you, now that I've seen it in context, it's bad. It's bad. The characters, like, they have Lilo literally go, I want you to leave. Like, Ohana means going to an out-of-state college. It fundamentally understands...
Ohana means family. Family means abandonment.
Family means going to an out-of-state college. The child acting is bad. I don't like to be mean to child actors, but the child acting is bad. They completely and fundamentally misunderstand Lilo's character. So now Lilo is a bad kid. So the scene of her and Stitch at the restaurant is her and the Stitch at the restaurant getting into mischief, which completely fundamentally misunderstands Lilo, where now her fixing Stitch no longer makes any sense. What the fuck did they do to my boy Cobra? My boy Cobra gets reduced to, now he gets split in half. So instead of him being the social worker, now the character of Cobra Bubbles gets split in half. We have Cobra Bubbles, the government agent, and Nani from original Lilo and Stitch, who is the social worker.
Wait, what?
So there's now a new character, who is the social worker, and is not Cobra Bubbles. It is Nani from the original Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The voice actress who played Nani.
No, it's my headcanon that it's Nani from Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
She's coming. It makes just as much sense as the rest of this.
So basically, Cobra Bubbles, instead of being Cobra Bubbles, is now Gantu, like we see.
No, because he does nothing. He shows up kind of in the middle of the movie, and he's a CIA agent who is investigating what's happening with Stitch, and then he immediately discovers that Stitch is an alien, and then he
so he's the human Gantu.
No, that's because he's not. Then he teams.
He's there to hunt. He's there to hunt down Stitch.
No. Then he teams up with the social worker, and then the rest of the scenes he's in is all of the scenes where the social worker shows up, and he just stands in the background. So he doesn't hunt Stitch
But he is.
Not like Gantu though. He just kind of stands in the background aimlessly and does nothing. So to say he's like really the one who's Gantu is Jumba. So now Jumba is the bad guy. So they've completely, and like the whole bit is now he works for, so the first
he always worked for the council.
He works for the council, and his bit was but
he always did.
I don't recall them ever actually saying it in the original movie. Like a lot of this movie.
Yeah, she goes to his prison cell, and he basically makes a deal with the councilwoman.
No, but in the beginning of the movie, they actually say that, like, and to be fair, it's been a while since I've seen original Lilo and Stitch, so maybe they say it in that original scene, but they're like, you worked for the Federation, and you're supposed to be genetically making, like, cows, and you have abused
in that regard, no, I don't think they say that.
Yeah.
I more meant like when they go to him and are like, we need you to get your shit under control.
What I'm saying is, like, prior, his back, like in the original backstory, he's just to my recollection.
In the original one, especially with the
right?
Especially once they add in the lore of the cartoons and stuff. Yeah, he was just a mad scientist.
So in this, he works for the Federation, making
Okay.
genetic creatures, and he has made 626. And like, you violated all of the resources we gave you to create them. This is the kind of Disney movie where it exists to purely
Yeah.
explain all of the questions that you never
Without
asked.
They want to explain shit without having to have Hamsterville because Hamsterville in the original, like the
Or
lore of
like
the show and stuff, Hamsterville is the one who
or
funded
or like
Jumba.
or like it thinks you're stupid, so it says a thing where it was self-evident in the original movie but now has to explain it because it thinks kids are stupid. So like, the bit where he can't go into water because his density is too heavy.
Yeah.
So there's a line where he crash lands on Earth, and the councilwoman says to the little sidekick character, his density he's way too dense. When he goes into water, he can't. His body density is too dense, and the character goes, "What does that mean?" And she has to look into the camera and go, "It means he'll sink," because the movie thinks you're fucking stupid. It's agitating, and like, yeah, there's so many
Yeah, whereas in
unnecessary.
the original, it just has
It's
a
just
scene
understood
where he's
that.
like, "Why would he risk drowning? He cannot swim."
Right. Or like, yeah, it's basic, and you understand. It says that you get it. It
Yeah,
doesn't. Um. What else? Jason.
it
Yeah.
understands that kids, if they hear that he's too dense or something, they understand that kids might not know what they mean. But when they have a scene where Jumba then like proceeds to go like he can't swim, that's pretty. You know
Yeah.
what can't swim
But no,
means.
he doesn't. To be fair, they say the density thing early, and then he doesn't say that until way later. Like, he says that in a later scene. I'm talking like in the same scene. Like, there's a bit later where he's watching them from a distance, and he says, "Why would you do that? You can't swim." But the line I'm talking about is like, she says, like, they say that, oh, he can't go
No,
in water
I
because
know.
he.
I'm saying that the original movie didn't feel the need to have an explanation of to why
Yeah.
because they understood that even if a kid doesn't understand what's being said there, later in the movie it's going to become obvious, so they'll
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
movie, the original movie clearly understood that, whereas modern movies think
They
kids are stupid
it
because they
feels they
put
need
in
to
scenes
explain.
like that
Yeah.
and make kids stupider.
Okay, and there's so many scenes in this movie that just exist to extend the runtime. That's all they're
Yep,
there to be. So like,
that
there's
doesn't surprise
there's
me.
they have an completely unnecessary scene showing Stitch crashing the ship that adds literally nothing. They have uh a scene where Stitch crashes a wedding that goes on for an eternity and only serves as to add additional, basically be like, this is how he wound up in the shelter. But like, it's really unnecessary because him getting hit by the truck was enough. But so now he
Yeah.
crashes a wedding and still gets hit by a truck. um there's a really stupid running plot line where he
Just
shows
feels like
up.
they added all these scenes in so that people like you and I wouldn't go to it and just be like, "Oh, it's just literally exactly the
Yeah,
same."
pretty
Oh, see,
much.
no, it's not exactly the
Yeah,
same. We've got a
it's
couple
like I say,
scenes in
it's there
there.
to extend the runtime. It's there to
Yeah.
make the movie 5-10 minutes longer than the original. Um,
So what you're saying is this movie that I said looked bad,
it's
and I think
bad.
you
It's bad.
defended,
It's bad.
is
Well, it's
bad.
because it's because it's because it's
So
because.
what I'm hearing is that phone. Do you hear that phone?
Well, but to be fair, a lot of times in these movies, the stuff that's different is at least interesting, or like theoretically could be interesting. The stuff that everything they do that's extra in this is blatant character assassination. All the stuff they
Ring
blatantly
ring
character assassinate Lilo. They blatantly
ring
character
ring
assassinate Jumba. They blatantly character assassinate Cobra.
ring
Like,
ring
so much of the early bits of this movie is just to
ring
make. Oh, and
ring.
that's not even mentioning the character assassination they do to poor Nani, who the movie goes out of its way to make you understand that she's a shit parent so that it can justify her giving up Lilo to the state at the end of the movie, which again in context is terrible. It also has the lady who voiced the one supermarket lady in there as like a neighbor lady, who's an unnecessary character that just serves to undercut Nani's character, completely missed the point of the original movie. The only character who's not terrible is Pleakley, and that's because he's more or less the same character as the movie, as the original movie. He only gets screwed by Jumba because Jumba is now a completely different character. Completely different character. Zach Galifianakis is awful in this. It's an awful characterization. There's that really dumb B plot of like, we can't afford the technology and we don't want to have to explain them looking like aliens, so now they look like humans. It's not holographic technology, by the way. It's cloning. They clone a person. So there's a bit where they're like doing, the joke from Space Jam, where they're walking through this hotel like hidden, like dressed up, and they use this cloning machine and it turns them into these guys who are clearly a gay couple.
Okay.
What else?
So what you're saying
What else?
is this movie's bad.
What
This
else?
movie's bad, and anyone who likes it should feel bad.
The ending is terrible.
You're not saying no.
The Stitch voice doesn't sound right, but it's the same guy, but it doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, there is one thing I kind of liked, but also I hated. I liked it conceptually, but it was one of those like shower thoughts when you peel back, you realize it's stupid, and it completely undercuts Stitch's character. But there's a running subplot where Stitch can't speak English, where he doesn't understand English, and so there's a communication barrier between him and Lilo. And so then at the end of the movie, there's a part, oh, number one, the ugly duckling isn't in this, so the whole bit where he's like, I want a family, and he's all by himself, and he reads the ugly duckling, and that makes him realize
Last.
that's not in this movie. So he still does. This movie does that Disney live action remake thing where they just say the lines from the original movie. So he still does the "This is my family." It's still good, like speech at the end of the movie, but it doesn't do any of the lead up to it. It doesn't do any of the ugly duckling stuff. So now that line is incoherent and it doesn't make any sense because there's no lead up to it. He just says it,
just like the rest of the movie.
You recognize it because it's a thing from the original movie, but there's no setup or explanation for it. So yeah, there's
sounds like a pretty standard live action Disney remake.
So there's a bit where Stitch gets upset because he thinks that he's the reason that Nani and Stitch are being broken up. He thinks it's his fault, and so he runs off. And
because it is in this version.
And him and Stitch have this big long dialogue where he now says entire full sentences in English. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a neat idea where it's like Stitch is learning English over the course of the movie, but that doesn't make any sense because Jumba says he has the brain of his supercomputer. That's the reason why he so easily learns English in the original movie, because he's a genius. So this makes him look stupid. It makes him look like he's less intelligent because he couldn't learn English. But like, as an idea of him having to slowly learn how to communicate, and it's like, it's not executed badly. It just, as a character for Stitch, doesn't make any sense.
I think that idea works if like you do it for 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
He shows up and he can't speak English, and like over 20 minutes he then becomes fluent and he's faking not knowing how to do it. That works because like, yeah, he's a supercomputer. He should learn it fast, but like you could also have a line of dialogue or something where he's talking to himself like in perfect English, and he goes like, I have to keep pretending to be stupid so these stupid humans will fall for it or something. Like maybe a line like that works if it's done right.
Yeah, this is not a case of like, if I said, oh, if they did more of the stuff that was original, it'd be better and more interesting. No, because the stuff that they do that's original is bad and awful and terrible.
Sorry, real quick. Thank you, Zach. Sorry, what is it? Milne? Milne. Thank you, Zach Milne Movies, or Talks Movies. It's not my birthday today, but it is 4 days from my birthday, and this was just the best time streaming-wise to do a birthday episode. But thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's bad. It was bad. The original stuff was bad. It's all bad. It was terrible. I think it might be the worst one of those movies. I filled me with such I mean, you Jordan can attest.
Here's the question.
I sent him several angry messages filled with rage.
It's true, he did. Here's the question. Does it dethrone the first Lion King for the worst one?
No, that's still the worst one. This is a close second though. That one, That one was agitating. No, man, I don't know. I maybe no, only because this doesn't violate a beloved childhood movie quite in this, but it also does. Man, it's tough. I'm gonna say it's not as bad as Lion King because it doesn't have Seth Rogen badly singing a song I like from my childhood.
That's the deciding factor in this.
Because like the music
it's
is
a
still
musical
good.
for Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, like the music, like it has extended and alternate versions of Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride and the Lilo song from the beginning. That sequence is a bit longer. The lead up to it is dumb. Like that scene is stupid because like she's late because at one point she's chilling in a hot tub. Like it starts off with her feeding Pudge, and then as they set up to do the thing, instead of it being just practice, it's now a performance. And she's late because over the course of a little montage, she's like chilling in a hot tub with guests because I guess that's supposed to be their way of being like, oh yeah, she still messes with guests or whatever, but she's like mischievous or whatever. But that's the reason why she's late, not because she was feeding Pudge, but she still does the feeding Pudge lines, and once again, it's incoherent.
I understand.
Bad. Made me mad. Hated it. It was filled with so much rage.
But
That's
you
what
still
I'm
think
saying.
Lion King is worse.
I still think Lion King is worse, yeah. Hey there, everybody. It's NCard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments, did Lilo and Stitch, the live-action one, did it fill you with as much rage and hate as it did me? I was filled with so much hate. I hated it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. But if you want to see the full episode that this is from, our Jordan birthday special, click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.